Hello again, Year 4, and welcome to today's English lesson, which is once again to use apostrophes for contraction. So by the end of today, we'll just have confirmed our knowledge of knowing the purpose of an apostrophe for contraction, being able to identify words with contractions, being able to use apostrophes to contract words successfully, to make sure we can use these contractions accurately in our writing. So a quick recap then, what is an apostrophe? Apostrophe is a punctuation mark used to indicate either possession or the omission of letters or numbers. So the apostrophe, it looks like this. It goes at the top, just as so here. It looks very similar to a comma, but a comma sits on the line. So you can see the comma here as part of this semicolon. If the dot wasn't at the top, sits on the line down there, whereas the apostrophe floats up in the air. What is an apostrophe for contraction? So it's when the apostrophe is used when two words are joined together to make a shorter form of the word. So that's the contraction. The apostrophe shows the contraction. So they are becomes there. And the apostrophe goes here, because that's where the A would be, and the space where before the two words are contracted into one. So yesterday, again, we looked at these words, all different. Should have becomes should have, she is becomes she's, we are becomes where. All these are contractions. So let's have a go at this then. Can we write an apostrophe for contraction for each of these pairs of words? So what would do not become? Yeah, fantastic. Do not becomes don't. Well done if you got that right. What about did not? What will did not become? Brilliant, didn't. And it will. Right, guys, it'll, she will. Yeah, she'll. Oh, better. He will would become he'll, and will not becomes won't. Excellent, well done. Okay, so take a look at these before we have a go at writing them independently. So on your sheet for Teams or on the website sheets, there will be this sheet with the words underneath for you to fill in. If you're writing it in your book, just copy the sentence out, but fill in what would go on the line. So I'll is short for I will, and here you will is short for, yeah, absolutely correct, you will, and continue through each of them words. Pause the video now while you fill that part of the worksheet in, or write that out in your book, then come back to us when you are ready. Okay, now you've had a go at them. Choose 3 of them contractions. Okay, so you might choose I, or you might choose you might choose she'll, or haven't, and write them into a sentence. So there's space for them on your worksheets, or write them out in your book underneath. So you might write, I shouldn't misbehave at home. Okay, don't forget your capital letters and full stop. Pause the video now while you write them sentences. Excellent, well done, guys. Okay, next part. So I've got on here 2 pages now, which is from chapter 10 of the text that we've been reading, The Thieves of Ostia. And your job, either on your sheet, if you've got that, and this is typed out for you, so you just got to highlight or underline, or write it out in your book and highlight, identify the words that have a contraction. So really easily, the very first word, that would be that is. Okay, so we'll highlight that. That is amazing. That's amazing. Or if you wanted to, you could underline the word as so. So whichever you choose is absolutely fine. So if you're doing that on the worksheet, on the Word document, it's dead easy for you to do that. Underline or change the colour of the font. Okay, so that's amazing, exclaimed Jonathan as he admired the sketch Lupus had drawn. Who taught you to draw like that? Lupus pushed out his lower lip and shrugged as if to say it wasn't that difficult. Okay, there was another one there, wasn't there? So underline or highlight that word. Do you know this man? Asked Flavia. Lupus shook his head. And how could you draw him? You must have seen him before. Lupus jerked his thumb back towards the graveyard. Then he mimicked someone weeping. You've seen him crying at his daughter's grave? Lupus nodded. When? Asked Jonathan. Lupus thought for a moment, flicked up 3 fingers, then 4. 4 different times? Jonathan couldn't believe it. Lupus nodded. My old nurse Alma told me his name was Publius Avictus Proclus, Flavius said to Lupus. He's a sailor and he lives further up this street. Why kill dog? Asked Nubia suddenly. He hates all dogs because his daughter was killed by one, explained Jonathan. He didn't say that he wasn't sure if the man had actually carried out the murder. Okay, so on your sheet, highlight or underline each of the words that are a contraction, which use an apostrophe for contraction. Pause the video now while you do that and then come back to us. Okay, welcome back. So your final job for today is to retell this part of the story, focusing on using apostrophes for contraction. So you've just got to retell the part that we've just read together. Okay, so you can go back and use this to help you if you want to, but tell it as a story. So I may start with, I wish I'd learned to draw like that. Oh, what have I missed? Speech marks. Let's go back and put them on, because I'm going to say, I wish I'd learned to draw like that. Jonathan said as he admired Lupus. Oh, I'm not sure how to spell it. Let me go back and have a look. Lupus. Lupus's drawing. Okay, so just there, straight away, I've included a contraction, apostrophe contraction in there. So then I will carry on telling the story, not through first person, but through third person, of Jonathan admiring it, then what Lupus and Flavia and Nubius say as they talk about the man weeping at his father's grave, and what Alma told them. So you've just got to write a paragraph that tells that part of the story. Don't forget to include apostrophes for contraction in there. When you've done that, that part's on the worksheet as well. Send that through to us through Teams or email it to us on the Year 4 email address. Take a picture and let us know how you've got on, and we will let you know through marking your work and get back to you as soon as we can. Okay guys, I'll see you tomorrow for your next English lesson. Have a good day. Bye bye.